Wow, guys, Jack Smith just got horrible news after Judge Eileen Cannon just denied his final report on this Trump case. This is looking pretty scary for all these people that came after Trump. You know, it's looking really bad. We've been saying it this whole entire time what's going to happen to these people, and we're getting close to Inauguration Day. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel so you don't miss none of the new videos that I post. Let's get right to it.
Just moments ago, during that news conference with President-elect Trump, he was asked about this happening. Judge Eileen Cannon blocked special counsel Jack Smith from releasing his report on his election case against Trump. I want to bring in now justice correspondent David Spunt to catch us up on the facts of all of this. So we got the kind of the one-line report on this. Fill it in for us, David.
Well, Harris, it's a three-page order from federal judge Eileen Cannon down in Florida. Ironically, it came on the docket a few minutes after President-elect Trump was praising Judge Cannon and saying that she had the courage to handle the case the way she did. But the bottom line is this regarding this breaking news. Special counsel Jack Smith, who's going to be out of a job in just a few days because the Justice Department cannot prosecute a sitting president, will release, or at least plans to release, 2 volumes of a report. The first is the election interference case that he brought against then former president, now President-elect Trump. The other is the classified documents case. Smith failed at both of those for different reasons, so neither of those went to trial. Now Jack Smith wants to have his parting word with a report. It's not unusual for special counsels to put out reports. This is a bit unusual in this case because the subject of both reports, Harris and everyone there on the couch, is the president that's going to be taking the oath of office in less than 2 weeks. So Judge Cannon told the Justice Department to hold off from releasing the report until the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals makes some sort of decision. What's not clear, and I want to be clear, is if that means both volumes of the report. And speaking to sources, I'm told,
Guys, everybody's been saying it for a long time. These judges, these lawyers, even presidents, Biden, they mamas, daddies, everybody need to be investigated that went after Trump. These people are not as innocent as they try to portray themselves to be. These people have nothing but evil in their spirits. They don't want to do anything right, and they don't want to follow the law. And they want to nitpick everything Trump does while they do nothing to follow the law. They do nothing for the American people. They don't. They're just a bunch of just horrible people. Bunch of horrible promises. I've been saying this for a long time. When the time comes, and it's not looking like it's going to be far off from January 20th, these people are going to be disbarred, facing jail, and oh my God, let's keep going, man.
told that DOJ is holding off right now on releasing any parts of the report because they don't know exactly what this order means. So we're told Jack Smith is preparing a lengthy, voluminous report in 2 sections, 2 volumes, and Judge Cannon in this 3-page order says that the DOJ is being told to hold off on releasing any reports until the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals weighs in. Harris.
Just real quickly, and forgive me if I missed this in your reporting from even earlier, but what is the time period for something like that? Could that kind of an appeal happen before January 20th?
Yeah, absolutely, it could. What I'm being told by sources is the classified documents case, that's still an active prosecution because Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, Trump employees, are still being charged there. Of course, they could be pardoned after he takes the oath of office. So that part of the report regarding the classified documents may come out later. The January 6th election interference, the whole case in Washington, D.C., that is gone. That is history. So we presumably could see that report sooner than the classified documents section. But I think DOJ right now, specifically the special counsel, is trying to figure out how to respond to the judge, and we may get some more clarity later.
Great reporting as always, David Spunt. Thank you very much. I want to bring in Fox News legal editor Carrie Urban. So, Carrie, we've all been watching to see what this would be, and the initial reaction from the incoming President Trump was that this is really big news. Now, he often will say that if something's a victory. What would be victorious for him in this?
For these reports not to be released. Now, I have a couple of thoughts on this. One, as David mentioned, there are 2 reports, one pertaining to the classified documents case and one pertaining to the January 6th case. On the classified docs, Harris, I don't know how the Department of Justice, in good conscience, could release that at all, given the fact that there are still 2 defendants in that case whose case is going forward. So to release that report to the public as their case is active, I think would be fundamentally unfair and very prejudicial to their case as that moves forward. Now, of course, Donald Trump could get into office and he could pardon those 2, but it doesn't change the fact that their case is alive and active, and offering to the public pages and pages of information would, of course, be prejudicial to them. On the January 6th case, I would argue that Jack Smith has already issued that report, and he did so in the beginning of October when he issued that 165-page filing with Judge Chutkan. I think people perceive that as an attempt to influence the election, since he was effectively regurgitating everything we already knew. So that volume 2, that other report about January 6th, is basically going to be identical to what he has been releasing for the last few years. So yes, it is big news that Judge Cannon said, wait, we're going to pause on issuing these reports at all in total as we work out, this, we figure out what we're going to do, because there is an active case with these 2 defendants. But she could delay it long enough till inauguration, then we see what would happen there.
So,
and guys, she's probably going to delay it long enough. Like, no one ever thought about that? These judges are trying to, if you don't notice, they're trying to see how far, they could push it out to make it look like they're on Trump's side. It's too late for all that. You guys wasted time, money. This guy even tampered with evidence, and he's still on the case. The case wasn't thrown away. At what point do we have to start loving this winning? We have 13 days left. I'm filming this video on January 7th. We have 13 days left. As a true patriot, a true American, what day are we going to start loving this winning? All this winning Trump's getting, right? He's getting a lot of winning these next couple of weeks, because next 2 weeks he's in office. Man, that's a great time to be American. I'm not going to lie.
just real quickly, you made the same note that I did about Jack Smith and what could happen moving forward with the possibility that he's issuing the same report twice. So I've been wondering, well, what would the public see that they haven't seen? I would imagine it would be redacted.
Oh, I don't think anything. And if the special counsel regulations does require a special counsel to file a report with the Attorney General, but it is up to the Attorney General whether he or she decides to release that report. And, Attorney General Garland could look at that and say, look, we have basically been issued this report for the last 3 years. This man is president. These cases are gone. Enough. We're going to start over, and we're just going to do away with these things.
All right. Let me interject here. The New York case, arguments underway right now. Where do you put that? And the threat of, well, at some point in the future, there could be sentencing?
Yeah, well, look, I think it's fundamentally unfair that Judge Merchan gave President-elect Trump a week to, go through the appeals courts to make his case before the sentencing on Friday. I mean, that's very hard to do, to go through that entire process and hope that a court intervenes in a handful of days. But right now, Todd Blanche, who is set to be the Deputy Attorney General at DOJ, the #2 spot, he's at the appellate court in the state of New York, and he is arguing that Judge Merchan's rejection of President Trump's immunity arguments was wrong. And as such, he wants to continue to appeal that and also pause the sentencing date as he appeals that immunity argument.
All right, we got to be super, super quick here. Does Trump ever reach a point where this is not coming at him once he takes office?
Good question.
Well, it really depends what happens in this business records case. If he's successful on his appeal, that case, he could eventually be vindicated. But given that he's somewhat at the start of that appeals process, we're still looking at some time going forward.
All right.
That was a great question. The reason I say that is because Biden's given everybody these preemptive pardons, right? Why can't Trump give himself the preemptive pardon for everything? Or it just doesn't make sense. Everybody's looking into what Trump has done and what Trump's did, but no one's looking into what Biden is doing. He pardoning murderers, right? People that are bad for society, people that's already left a scar on society, right? That we haven't healed from. And we're talking about Trump and giving him immunity for the stuff he's done. Man, this stuff isn't making sense. Let me know what you guys think about this quick video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. As always, let me know what you react to. We're out.